You know, it seems like pretty much every other day we hear about someone going missing, someone maybe elderly or someone with dementia or someone who lives with autism. When it happens, understandably, it causes panic and worry, not just for the community, but for families and the individuals themselves. But there's a tool you need to know about. You know those QR codes that you scan for menus? I have a hair right in my face. I'm so sorry. You know the QR codes we have on the screen oftentimes, or even at the restaurant when you're trying to order and look at the menu? Well, now they're being used to reunite people with their loved one in the event they wander or have issues in communicating, particularly in a critical situation. Well, Bruce Wilson and Aaron Wilson are co-founders of, it's such a beautiful name of this organization, If I Need Help.org, by the way. Aaron, Bruce, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks
Good
for
morning.
having us.
Well, you know, this is the great thing. This came because you are dear friends with one of our colleagues here at the station, and they were like, hey, I wanted to tell you about this organization. But Mom and Dad, this started because you realized that your own son needed some help. You needed help looking out for your son. Aaron, tell me briefly how it came about.
Our son Jay, he has moderate to severe autism, and when he was younger in elementary school, he would just bolt. He would just run from us so fast, and he was actually lost at school and at his day camp. And so we just started brainstorming ways that we could, you know, I have him identified because he can't go up to someone and say, hi, I'm Jay, this is my mom's number. And also that to let somebody know that he's someone who needs help.
Yeah, and he's an athlete, so he was fast. And
Yes.
If we'd seen you on the street, we wouldn't have even be able to look you in the eyes because I was just waiting for him to run that way or that way.
Bless you.
So,
and the anxiety that causes, right? Because you want to give your son some autonomy. You want to make sure that your son is getting to do the things he loves, but also you want to make sure he's safe.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's terrifying, and there's so many people like us.
Yeah.
There's, 340,000 people in the regional centers with developmental disabilities.
Well, and it's not just developmental disabilities. You think about our elderly citizens. We're often getting those silver alerts for elderly, citizens that have wandered away from their home or their facility. So basically, you came up with an idea that is being widely used. I mean, QR codes, we see them everywhere, right? We see them even on our show. We see them in restaurants. The idea is, and maybe, Bruce, you can help us with the technical aspect of it, is that you're putting this QR code on an item of clothing?
Yeah, we make wearable ID, and we have alerts, and we have about 80 different products because everybody with special needs have special needs.
Sure.
A bracelet might work for one person and not for another. And most of our stuff also has custom text on it, like mom's telephone number and a little diagnosis. So that, particularly when we started, people didn't know what QR codes were.
Yeah.
So accidentally we become on the cutting edge.
Well, and Aaron, I can imagine that this is going to be a help even for law enforcement in understanding that they might be encountering an individual, a young person, an elderly person that quote unquote needs help.
Oh, absolutely. We had a young man who has an intellectual disability and lived in a group home, and he went down to the liquor store wanted to get himself some beer, and he didn't have any ID or money, and so they called the police. They were like, is this man trying to steal from us? And the police officer saw his bracelet and said, oh, yeah, he's someone who has special needs, and then took him right back home. Oh. Not having to arrest him or anything.
Yeah,
right.
and most of our success stories are before the police even get called. It's just Good Samaritans.
It's preventing that interaction with police, because we know that can be so traumatizing or triggering, and an unnecessary use of those resources additionally. So you're having great success with this. You're helping people here in our area. But I understand, I mean, you're using this internationally.
Yes, it works everywhere that there's internet access, and we have a lot of people in other countries using it now too, across our country.
Tell us how your boy's doing, Bruce.
He's really improved a lot. I mean, he's always going to need support.
Yeah.
But he's got joy in his life, and he has things he likes to do, and he'll probably be able to work with an aide. And supported employment. So he's living his best life. He's probably one of the happier people that we know. But he does have his moments and stuff like that.
Honey, don't we all? Look, that's what every parent wants, right? Aaron, is every parent wants your kid to be living their best life, and you're doing that, and you're doing that for other people. So we're going to tell you again, this QR code for adults and children with special needs. It's called ineedhelp.org. You can go to their website. There it is on our screen. Of course, we'll link to it on our website. I think it's going to be just a great assistance to those who don't know about it. They can get a device or one of the wearables, as you said. Bruce, Aaron, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us about this.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And we're also in California. We're regional center vendors. So all the California families can reach out to us and request safety kits to be funded by the state.
Wonderful. We'll make sure that information is there as we link to your website. Bruce and Aaron, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Take care of yourselves. All right. 8:51. Let's go across to Maria. It's so great when people come up with ideas. Maria, you talk about this all the time. When you wrote your book, it was something to help yourself, right? Catharsis in dealing with your loss.
Yes.
But it helped so many other people.
Thank you for that, Michaela. And I thank them, lovely couple, for providing such an amazing resource. Thank you, Perry, for suggesting this story. They are lovely. Absolutely. All right, speaking of lovely, we do have a lovely forecast to tell you about. Good Day LA weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H.